Bones are amazing things. They hold us up. They support us. They make us strong. But bones have other uses. In the past, bones were thrown by diviners, seeking out the mysteries of the future. Now the bones are cubes, made of plastic or resin. But they still reveal things to us. As they fall from our fingers and rattle across the table, the story becomes clear. Welcome to Bone Throwers Theater, an RPG actual play podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Bone Throwers Theater. This is Johnny playing a special one-shot edition of Stargate SG1. I've been playing Namel.
I am Iosif and I'm playing Drupi Pecs, aka Drupi.
This is Jeff playing Gavin, Stroud.
This is Jeremy playing Akel.
This is Aaron playing Kundar.
And this is Jadon, your Gatemaster.
Oh, I like it.
Gatemaster.
Not gatekeeper. I'm looking for the keymaster.
And no, you are not looking for the
Keymaster.
No. Oh.
What does she look like?
Macaulay Culkin.
Where did that come from? That was so left field. It's in another stadium, bro.
Okay.
Alright, so where we left off, we just pwned everybody in this arena.
Notice one of us took a shot at all.
Match.
Yes, we did exactly what the rules said to do.
Exactly what the rules said.
I'm shaking my head. General Lawyer walks in and asks you guys to gather around. He looks at Namel and says that while your enthusiasm is greatly appreciated, your insubordination and cruelty is not necessary nor acceptable at the Phoenix site, and it will not be tolerated.
Yes, sir.
You have a -2 to all social rolls, unless it is an intimidation roll. Then you get a +2.
Huh.
I agree with my charisma bonus of 0.
Yeah, where should he put that? Like in his notes?
I would take that next to your intimidation skill. Just
Oh, yeah.
Is that like forever?
for the remainder of this session. All right. He directs you. Now let's go swap your gear out and return it back to the armory.
But I will say it's fitting that it was the Tok'ra that shot the Jaffa 3 times.
True.
True. You were all given base tours, so you know where the armory is. I take it you all will continue to follow orders and go to the armory and swap your weapons out.
We have an option.
Like, what if
As
I
a
want some-
Jaffa soldier, yes, I'm giving up my non-lethal weapon for my lethal weapon.
All right, you are all standing in line, waiting your turn to exchange your weapons. And Gavin, you are at the front of the line for your team, and you have a Jaffa warrior in front of you. He turns around and takes his staff weapon and tells you to back up, and says, "I don't like you Peasley humans. Back up. I want everyone to roll their moxie."
Moxie? I don't have a Moxie.
What is your...
I got
just roll a
Moxie
d20?
one.
Roll a d20 and add your moxie.
I never got a Moxie. What's my Moxie?
Oh my gosh. 4
got a
for
15.
I never
Drupi.
wrote anything in my Moxie.
Moxie
Moxie
is I think it's intelligence or charisma.
It's either intelligence
Charisma.
or wisdom.
It's charisma.
So no,
I think it's
whichever's
intelligence.
higher. So
Oh,
it's
that's right.
between
Yeah.
2 scores.
oh,
12.
10. 4.
4.
I'm not moxuous.
And Gavin, what do you got?
Gavin, what you got?
I rolled a 15.
19.
Yo! You straight from Pennsylvania.
Full Moxie.
For this encounter, you will be using your determination points. Your goal is to persuade this Jaffa to abide by the rules as you see fit and proceed without causing a scene.
And my first thought was, I'll just shoot him with my tranquilizer dart.
I'm returning the dart.
You're a great pacifist.
It's a tranquilizer.
Yeah. It's still violence.
No, it's subverting violence by tranquilizing him. It's the opposite of violence.
Violence hasn't started yet, though.
It's tranquilization.
It's a role-playing game. Violence starts when we decide it starts. I want to shoot Jeff. What is this function called?
A convince encounter. So first to take action is Akel.
Wait, she did it to him and he's the first to take action?
Well, because
Yes.
I had the highest moxie, right?
He's the highest moxie.
So he's saying get back, and so Kel steps up.
I feel like he should be
He has the
taking
first chance. If you choose to take an action, you will have 3 different types to choose from. Logical, sympathetic, and charming. Logical mapped with intelligence, sympathetic with wisdom, and charming with charisma. Each have their different modifiers. You'll have to learn through experience what you think works better with each type of person. And for this case, I'm not going to tell you what encounter you should try. What will happen is you will spend a determination point to declare your action. You declare your action in either of those 3. You're going to then make a roll with intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, state your action, and you will have a target number based on that action.
So it's not using the skills, you're just using the base.
No, it does say you will use your skill associated with it. So if you're going to tell me it is a intimidation, your intimidation is a charisma base. So that would be a charisma argument. Does that make sense?
Yes. Alright. Who took out who? Recap. Who took out who in the arena?
I took out nobody.
Did you take out anybody?
No, I didn't take
You're
it.
not taking anybody.
I think I took out 2 guys.
I took out Jaffa.
Yeah, my God. Yes, you did. I think you took out 2 and I took out 2.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Alright.
Is this group in front of us the group that we were fighting against?
No. It's just another Jafar.
Alright, I'm gonna go the charming route. I'm aiming at using, in a roundabout way, intimidation.
So you're
Johnny
going to make
should try
it.
to-
You will make an intimidation roll.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's totally better.
So you are spending 1 point to do this.
Okay. Alright. But I could choose to do nothing.
You could choose to do
Okay.
nothing, and then you would not spend a determination.
No, I'm gonna spend 1. I say, Jaffa, Kree, are you threatened by this tiny human? If you are, then your statement has some validity. So I'm basically testing his manliness to say that
Is it
he's
a
threatened by a human.
Yeah.
Oh, 9.
Yeah.
I'm not threatened by him. He merely disgusts me, and anyone who associates with humans is not worth wasting my breath on. And pushes him back even farther.
What the hell is he doing here?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Next,
Please let it be me.
yes, it is Gavin.
I'm going to charm him.
Okay.
Hey, friend. I'm in the same situation you are. You came to join us for a reason. I came to join us for a reason. It is the same reason. If you cannot abide by the rules, then there's no point in you being here.
I'm going to be your friend. That is more logical than charisma.
Okay.
That's fine. Find a logical argument. Intelligence skill? No, if not, then you'll just roll your base intelligence.
So when you say charm, you actually have to make a charming
Yes.
argument.
Your
otherwise
argument should have to match.
Gosh, I don't know how to charm
I'm
people.
smarter than I am charming.
No,
You
you're
can go
charming
with that
when you're
argument. That's a
anymore.
decent argument.
No. Outside of game.
Oh,
I'm smarter than I am
You
charming.
don't actually know how to charm someone.
Yeah, we have charisma of -3 combined.
My character has great charisma. Not so much on the intelligence.
So instead of saying, like, we're just here to follow the rules, I'm going to help you out a little bit. It's more like, at that point, it's just more like, can we all just get along?
That would be charming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all here to fight the overlords.
And then
Friendship! Okay, so let me rephrase. Hey, friend, we are all here for the same reason. You joined us for a reason. I joined us for a reason. Why can't we just get along and fight together against the overlords that are oppressing all?
Make the roll.
Got a 9?
Yeah, my 9 didn't work.
I got a 9. It'll work.
He looks at him and says, you're right, but I don't need you to stand next to me while we're doing it. Next goes to Kundar.
More or less, what I'm going to do is attempt the wisdom route.
Okay?
Going to appeal to the Jaffa culture, the same idea of that he should not be bothered by the puny human behind him, because of course, he is stronger. The Jaffa is stronger, is braver than the human behind him. So, look, he really doesn't. He's not intimidating. While he might smell bad, you can ignore that because you are definitely the stronger warrior here.
I took a shower today.
And so that is a culture roll. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Be culture roll.
Oh, gosh, we are.
With a 7.
You're failing so bad. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, should use loaded die.
You were right. He does smell bad, and I do need him away from me. My nostrils burn.
I'm so offended now.
Next goes to Namel.
I kind of just want to go stand between the two of them. See, problem solved.
You're cutting line?
He's cutting line!
I would see that as logical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your roll.
You trip.
Can we borrow somebody else's dice?
7?
You're a Tok'ra.
Yeah.
Good night.
You're no better. You are human before you were a Tok'ra.
Can Jaffa tell a Tok'ra?
He's wearing leather armor.
Oh, dope. Yeah, my fault.
Alright. Drupi.
Dude, I was gonna play around, but your bad rolls is making me take this seriously.
Wow.
Unfortunately, my charisma, wisdom, and intellect are not that great, so
It's gonna roll. Yeah, me neither.
I'm gonna. What's the knowledge one?
Intelligence.
Okay, I guess I'll go with that. Jaffa, you took this position. There are strict rules. If you don't adhere to them, your honor is forfeit.
Make your roll.
He's God. He just made fun of 9 plus 1, 10.
Jeez.
Oh my goodness!
We all failed. We all failed. One right after another.
That's pretty awesome.
Terrible.
Oh my goodness!
It's this set. That's what it's this one. I'm using the other set.
Wow.
Right after we just mopped up the the battle.
Stop the recording. Let's do this over.
He just looks at you and says, Jaffa, this is between me and the human.
Well, at this point, I'm just like, okay.
Alright. Back to Akel.
So on another round of this, we're spending another.
You're spending another determination.
Determined. Akel will continue his argument and just say, by letting someone you think is so inferior bother you so much, you show weakness, Jaffa.
Make your roll.
Can you use 2 dice?
Oh, gosh! 5, so I got an 8.
Your perception of my weakness is of no concern. Moves on to Gavin.
Alright.
One more caveat since you've gone around. You can choose not to take an action and add 1 to another dice roll for that round from somebody else.
I'll give somebody else a +1.
Correct.
So all of us skip until Iosif and give him a +4.
And he'll roll a 1.
I can't promise that. Clearly. Once we run out of these discs.
And then the encounter is over.
And we lose.
What are our options again?
We roll initiative.
Charisma,
Logic.
wisdom, or intelligence.
Yeah. Intelligence roll, a wisdom roll, or a charisma roll.
My character is not made for talking.
Neither is mine, and I'm charismatic.
Your character is made for talking.
Totally
No, you're not me.
Oh, I'm not made for talking. My character is. Basically, be like, look, friend. I'm gonna keep calling him friend. If you don't like me, then leave me alone, and I will do the same for you.
Make your roll.
It's 15.
Takes a step back and says, it does make sense, but your stench still burns my nose. Move on. 2. Kundar.
So he took a step back.
He did.
Okay. If you keep stepping further away from him, the stench will burn your nostrils less. Taking an intelligence route.
Okay.
I feel like that's a pretty logical argument.
Yes.
The smell burns your nose. Walk away from him.
Hey!
Oh! 22.
Yay!
More better.
Okay. You, sir, are quite logical. Please all stand between me.
That's what we tried to do in the first place.
All right, you progress through the line. Obviously, Gavin's in the back. You return your weapons, and you head to the mess hall for a break and a meal. The way that dynamic was, you needed 3 successes. Your nat 20 counted as 2 successes. Case in point, you guys will reset all your determination points.
Now.
Now they.
I was going to ask that later.
Okay.
Correct. You get them back.
Jordan still challenges.
Yeah. If you remember, I said certain arguments work better.
Mm-hmm.
So, kind of keep in the back of your mind, Jaffa really like logical, intelligent arguments. Your charismatic arguments had a higher target number because they deemed themselves to be headstrong, and wisdom, their symptomatic, would have lied in between the two. All right. You were instructed by a sergeant to pick up your kits and your weapons and report to the gate room.
I do that.
In the gate room, you see a middle-aged man, about 5'6", with long brown hair. He also has a full beard, which stands out in contrast, as most humans are military background on the base are shaped. He begins to instruct you. Come on in. I'm Dr. Jason Berg, but you guys can just call me Dr. B. I want to familiarize you with the gate room, gate travel, and our standard operating procedure. First, the gate room is the most secure area of this facility, as well as the most fortified. Without the gate up and running, things can get pretty crazy around here. Anyway, this baby has huge energy and cooling requirements. He motions to someone above and behind you. If you remember Stargate, there's 2 different viewing rooms. This would be the control viewing room, where they would actually dial the gate.
So there's no DHD here?
The Phoenix site, which does have a DHD, opts to operate just like SGC because it offers them a more familiar interface than the DHD. This is Danos. He's the gate technician. And I'll let you know he makes one mean banana pudding if you stay on his good side.
Yum.
Does Thanos also want to destroy half the universe?
It's my gate's banana pudding.
The gate begins to spin, and one by one, crystals around the gate begin to glow. Suddenly, a magnificent wave of blue emerges from the center of the gate. That never gets old, says Dr. B. The gate has just been dialed to the P1X774, which has an off-world base camp that SG-15 from Stargate Command has already set up and explored the area. You guys are lucky enough to be the next set of recruits I take off-world, bringing additional supplies to the base camp. He motions towards a pallet on a motorized platform. That is FRED, which stands for Field Remote Expeditionary Device. It will help move the supplies that we doctors need, and we doctors are not known for our brawn. That's why we get FRED. Now, keep in mind, the gate connection will stay open for 38 minutes at maximum. However, the gate will shut itself down if nothing is going through it, or preparing to go through it. It can be shut down manually in some instances. Fortunately, P1X774 has a working DHD and a small cache of weapons, along with rations about 1 click away from the gate. So we should be able to get there quickly and drop off the supplies. Surprise! Surprise! Dr. Berg then looks up and says, if a world did not have a working DHD, I suppose you could always manually dial the Phoenix site, if you had power, of course. Anyway, here, you guys are going to need a GDO, and he issues you your GDOs. That stands for Gate Door Opener, or Garage Door Opener, or whatever you wish. You remember your codes that you were given before. This is an iris. Your GDO is used to send a code back to our control room, and that code is called an IDC. You will send that IDC code and get an all-clear response from the gate technician, letting you know the iris is open, or else you will not make it past the iris. Emotions and the Irish.
Nobody ever makes it past the Irish.
That's racist, GM.
The iris closes, and then the iris opens again. Oh, and remember, Stargate travel is only one way, except for radio signals. We check in every 2 hours using our radio, with updates off-world. That is standard operating procedure. Dr. Berg smiles a bit. I think I lost you guys. Really, the IDC is essential to prevent a foothold situation at the Phoenix site. If you guys ever get captured, I recommend giving false IDCs if tortured. Whatever you do, do not. And a loud crash happens above the gate.
Sorry, what did he mean he thinks he lost us? Was he not in the room? No.
No, he's just meaning he thinks you're not paying attention.
Sorry.
Which we were.
I lost you.
The gate room starts to shake violently, and alarms go off. Dr. B says, "Stay here, I'll be right back." After he leaves the room, another explosion happens behind the gate. This time, a small eruption of white gas comes out from about 40 feet up behind the gate.
Well, that's not good.
And all of the blast doors close, essentially sealing you in the gate room. If you don't remember, the gate is open. It is dialed.
This feels like an episode I watched.
The plume came from...
Came from behind.
Yeah, behind the plume came from behind the Stargate.
Yeah, yep. Like physically on the wall behind, you know, there's infrastructure, pipes and wires and whatnot, and it looks like one of them has ruptured, and you have white gas pluming from there.
Is there a phone in the room?
There is no phone in the room.
Who designed this?
Yeah, no, seriously.
Is there a ladder?
There is no ladder.
So all the blast doors close, even to the observation.
Correct.
Is the gas bad?
And we're the only the 5 of us in there.
What do you have for science? Yes, you were the only 5 in there.
Science?
Science?
Roll your science.
Does it smell bad?
I got an 18?
Roll your science.
18? That's not bad.
You notice that it appears to be cooling, and you also know that it can be noxious.
The blast doors are...
What did you get?
A 1 plus 4, a 5.
Okay.
Go over and
You forgot all your science. You were too afraid to think logically at the moment.
The scientist reads all the science.
Over there sniffing the gas.
Okay, so I observed that it's noxious. I say that to
Right.
everyone. This coolant is noxious.
Is there any way that I can... Do I see any way that I can climb up to where the rupture is?
No. You start to cough uncontrollably.
I got the Rona.
I'm going to use my charisma to try and gather everyone and usher them through the gate.
Okay.
Yeah, how does rolls against other players work?
So that's going to be a persuasion against...
Only if we're opposed to his action.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think we
You
oppose
can, right.
I think you could just say, hey, guys.
Yeah.
I like where your
We're
head's
used to a
at.
lot of PvP.
Yes, we are.
So, fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm like, guys, the gate's open. It's our best bet to not get sick and die in here.
I think he's on to something. This guy here, the thinker. I'm on board. Let's go through the gate.
Akel goes to the gate.
Oh, grab some gear with you.
Well, we have our
can.
gear.
We already, we
Yeah,
have our gear, right?
No, the stuff on the pallet.
Oh, that
Fred,
went through, didn't it?
Yeah.
As you start to
push the Fred through.
approach the gate, Fred follows you.
Okay,
Aw.
let's go.
Let's go, Fred.
So you all go through the gate.
Yeah.
All right, you have 1 level of exhaustion, as you were the one who took the inhalation damage. You will get a check every so often. I want you to roll your Constitution. Let's see if you can recover.
15.
Dang it! You do recover.
I feel like the Game Master's against us, boys.
Breath of fresh air. He's like
Hey,
that.
it must be that seat. Fred would have done the same thing.
He might not have said that out loud.
No, he thought it. He would have just given us a look.
I'm just glad he's not biased. That's all I'm glad.
Okay, you make it through the gate. You have your med kit, Jeff.
Yes.
You do have some burns to the face, but you're no longer coughing. What do you guys choose to do? You've made it through the gate. It's shut down.
So shut down behind us.
It's shut down behind you
We
guys,
have all our limbs.
and you have all your limbs.
Did Fred follow?
Fred followed you.
Sweet.
What were we
Fred
supposed to be
followed
doing in the
faithfully.
first place?
I don't know. That's why, because we weren't listening.
Fred is bringing supplies to the scientists that are already here on the planet.
Okay.
Theoretically,
Yes.
that are supposed to be here on the planet.
Yes.
Yes, that are supposed to be.
That's what.
So we were just resupplying them?
Yes.
Okay.
And I know he gave us his GDOs, but I forget. Did he give us our GDO codes?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, was it important to know the planet?
P something.
No.
177.
All of them start with P.
P1X77.
Was that your character or you?
Yes.
P something. Thanks, Jack.
All right. Well, first I want to take a look around. See what's around.
So you
really around the gate.
As described in mission briefings, the gate normally has a small clearing around it. You do notice a path off to one side where it's, I wouldn't say heavily forested, but I mean you could walk through there, but you'd be climbing over some limbs.
Is there a DHC?
Yes, you do see a DHD.
Is there any people?
No, there's no one.
Did Dr. B say we were expected?
I just remember he lost us.
He said that. He said they were setting up a research facility here,
And we were here to supply.
and we were here to supply them.
Okay. But he did call it a surprise, so no, they were not expecting us. Excuse me.
No, he said it was about a click away. So
Yes, he did say it was about a click away.
Yeah, because I need to leave the gate unguarded.
Oh, you think we should leave a guard?
I think
If they're expecting
not
someone.
split the party.
But it's so much fun for the GM when we do split the party.
So,
so if we
they
do
leave a
split up,
guard
you gotta put us in
if they're
separate
expecting
rooms?
someone.
No.
No.
You know, thinking logically here, if they didn't leave a guard here previously, I don't think we need to continue to. None of us should be left guarding
No.
here. I think that, Stargate Command has decided that this planet's safe enough that we don't need a guard.
We have radios, correct?
Yes.
Cal's going to try and dial DHG back to Phoenix and communicate
Okay.
via radio.
So you are going to roll intelligence.
I just broke the DHD.
What did you get?
Oh,
What?
you tried dialing a bush. This DHD is sleepy.
It's going to be one of those nights.
The gate opens.
What? Wait, okay, did it dial from me dialing
Yeah.
and hitting the... I guess he would get on the radio.
Nothing.
We don't have a team designation.
Phoenix Station. Calling Phoenix Station.
Nothing.
I walk over to the DHD. Well, I can see what symbols this chevron's locked on.
Yes.
Do I recognize that they're the wrong
Your
symbols?
intelligence.
Do we have an engineer?
9.
I would theoretically think that if we're not getting any contact, we'd all be looking at the gate.
Yeah, all you can remember is 5 of the symbols to dial home, and those 5 symbols are lit.
Oh, jeez. Can we all try to remember those symbols? What do we need to roll for that?
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
Nope.
Jeez!
Well, Aaron remembered.
22.
Okay.
Thank God. I wasn't ready to roll a die like that.
Yay, Kundar!
You do notice the 2 remaining symbols are incorrect.
Do I know the two remaining symbols?
Yes.
Do I know what we just dialed?
No, you do not know what you just dialed.
Okay. That's... Where are you trying to go?
Trying to radio Phoenix.
That is definitely not Phoenix. Step out of the way. Step out of the way.
No one's approached the gate, have they?
No.
Okay, it shuts down.
And then I dial Phoenix.
Okay. The gate opens.
We try radioing. Yeah, we try radioing.
Cover the Phoenix Station.
Dr. B comes back on the radio.
I'm gonna make this quick. The gate room is locked down until the leak is contained. Didn't have time to tell you guys before, but this planet is prone to acidic rainstorms. But these are really rare. You'll be able to...
I bet they are.
Prone to them, but it's very rare.
You'll be able to identify their cloud by a pink tint. The darker the tint, the higher the acidity level. I suggest getting to the base camp for shelter. I'll check in with you in 2 hours.
I'm assuming everybody's going to look up at the sky at that.
Yeah,
umbrella.
yeah.
Yeah, group perception check. Everyone roll perception.
Perception.
Hey,
Oh, nice 21.
Nat 20?
14. 18.
I failed.
Where was that when you were talking to the Jaffa?
So 24.
Jeez. Okay. And did anyone?
I got 21.
Did everyone get over an 8?
No.
Okay. You notice there is a sky. Everyone.
I noticed that much.
Everyone else
I was looking down.
Notices an absence of pink. You notice the direction of the wind is north to south, and you are heading south.
Oh, so we're in front of the weather. Well, if there is any pink storms coming, we should get on our way south.
You
So we
guys
can head to the base.
are heading to the base down the
Yeah.
path.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And as we head down the path, we will call that episode there. Thank you so much for listening to Bone Throwers Theater.
Thank you for listening to Bone Throwers Theater. We are releasing this podcast under a Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. That means you can share the podcast, but please do not modify it or try to gain financially from it. If you would like to visit our website, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater.com. If you would like to send us an email, you can do so at bonethrowerstheater@gmail.com. Our Twitter handle is bonethrowerstheater. You can also look us up on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And until next time, may the bones fall ever in your favor. This has been a Nerd Circle podcast production.